Right, if you're looking at this interpenetration and development drawing, you can see over here that we start out with this square at that point S. All right, so it says it's got a 40mm side. I've set my pair of compasses to a 20mm radius. I'm just going to draw a little construction line circle going around like that. I take my 45-degree set square, and if I draw lines coming down at, that's at that 60 degree. Let's just get this right. You can see it's set at that 60 degree over there. Take a line going off at 60 degrees like that, line going off at 60 degrees like that, and I can then draw in my square, making tangents to the circle that I've got over here. That. Right, the next thing that we need to do is to draw the auxiliary view of the hexagon. To get that, I must just find out where they want me to start that. Right, that's in line with the S over there. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little line coming out, just a construction line coming out from S, and from there I can then start drawing the hexagon. I'm just going to put a little bit of a center line sort of idea over there, just another little construction line going up over there, and it says that I've got a 24mm side. Take my pair of compasses, set them to 24mm, go to that point over there, and I'm going to just draw in a nice little construction line circle. I can then mark off that point. You can do things with the pair of compasses if I wanted to, or we can just pick up our set square, and I've got that point over there and that point over there, and we can draw in the construction lines, or you can darken them in a little bit, of the auxiliary view of that hexagon. Right, there we go, there we go, there we go. Taking that out over there, that up over here, and draw that across going over there. Right, once I've got that in place, I can now measure out this 32mm from the side of this thing. Let's just see where that is. 32mm. It doesn't really say where it starts. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we come in over here, just draw a line coming across over there, measure off 32mm. 32mm, there we go. Measuring from that point out there, and I can now draw a construction line going up over here, and I can start drawing some nice dark lines coming in with my pencil from that point over there. Nice dark line coming across from there to there, going over here, nice dark line coming across over there. Knock that in over there. Right, once I've got that, measure off about a 20mm gap. They've got an XY axis, so we may as well draw that in. There's my XY axis, X and Y. Let's draw in some construction lines going up over here, from there, from there, from there, and from there. Right, that's the square, and I'm going to draw in the base of that square. Just draw the line coming across over there. Jeez. Right. Okay, it says over there that I've got a 70mm height to this thing, so measure off 70mm. There we go. Measure that off over there. And you take that and you're going to draw a little line going across the top over here, 70mm up. Just going to draw a line bombing down over there. Right, this one over here is going to be hidden detail. Reason being is that I'm standing over here, that would be on the opposite side of me. Right, this one over here would be a nice dark line. Why? Because that corner is right in front of me. This one over here, I'm not going to draw it in because I've got the interpenetration coming in over there, and that's going to depend very much on where it actually intersects. Right, so To do this, it's right in the middle, so I need to find the center of that. To do that, I'm just going to use my set square over here, just draw a little line at 30 degrees there, and 30 degrees there, and I'm going to draw a line coming back, and that is the center line that I need. You can draw that center line in. You should use a 0.3 pencil when you're going to draw center lines. Let's just get that in place. So there we go. Just going to get this nice long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. Right, once you've got that in place, you can see where that's going to end over there. Let's draw a construction line coming up over here. And from that, I can then figure out where the hexagon needs to be. Right, I've got this auxiliary view of the hexagon over there. Just taking that up over there so we can get the two in the same sort of orientation to each other. Right, okay, let's have a look at this. When I've got this, it's going to flip around, so I'm going to take my same radius that I drew that with. There it is, so that will be the 24 millimeters. Okay, I'm going to come in over here, mark that off over there, mark that off over there, just draw that circle going around. Okay, and I'm going to then draw in lines going like this. Line going from there to there, a line going from there to there, line coming up over here, and you'll see why I'm doing it this way around in a second. And that going down there. Right, there's the hexagon. Right. Some of you are probably wondering why it is that my hexagon is lying in that orientation in this view and that orientation in that view. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this across into this view over here, and we're going to start to see how this all links up. That line is right at the top. If I've got a little bird looking down over here, what's it going to see? It's going to see a single line. If you look over there, there's that single line. Okay, so I've got that line, I've got lines coming from that corner and that corner, lines coming from that corner and that corner, and a line at the bottom over here going across. Right, the very first line that we're going to have, well, let's just see what that looks like. Let's just draw a line coming down over here to show the edge, and we're going to call this point number 1. Point number 1 is on this line over here. And if you look at it, that line coming across over here is going to be represented by this line coming across. So there's point number 1 over there. And I'm going to take that across until it touches over here, and I'm going to call that 1 dash over there. I'm going to take a line coming up from 1 dash over here. There it is, going up, 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 until it touches the line coming across over here, and I'm going to label that point 1 dash. Right, can I see that line? Absolutely, I'm standing on this side, looking at that line, so I can draw that line in dark straight away. Right, there it is, whoops, that's there, right. Let's have a look at numbering this thing. I'm going to come around here, I'm going to call that point number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right, let's take those points across here. Here is 2 and 6. 3 and 5, and this one is going to be number 4. Right, let's take this. I've got number 1 over there. Directly below number 1, I'm going to have point number 4. Right, let's have a look at the idea of an XY axis over here. If I put an XY axis in over here, now this is not an accurate measurement XY, but it'll give you an idea. I've got number 1, and number 4, they are sort of equidistant from the XY axis. If you look at this, there's my XY axis, and look at number 1 and 4, they are equidistant from the XY axis. Number 2 and number 3, they are also equidistant from the XY axis, and they are closest to the XY axis. So over here, I'm going to have a 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. All right? Number 5 and 6, they're furthest away from the XY axis. So if I come over here, I'm going to have my 5 and 6 furthest from the XY axis. 5 and 6. Right, now comes the trick. Number 1 over here, if I've got an XY axis over here, number 1 is furthest from the XY axis over here. If I come over here, where's number 1 going to be if I have an XY axis over here? There's an XY axis, let's call it X and Y over there. Number 1 is going to be furthest, note this, there's my XY axis. Number 1 is furthest from the XY axis. Come over here, find number 1, go to the new XY axis. Number 1 is furthest from the XY axis. Right. If number 1 is over there, well, number 4 will be over there. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you want to test that theory, look at this. Number 3 and 5, they're closest to the XY axis. Number 3 and 5 are closest to the XY axis. Number 2 and 6 are further away from the XY axis. There's number 2 and number 6 further away from the XY axis. Right. Now that we've got that in place, now we can start playing around and figuring out where the rest of this goes. Okay, to find the lines going over here, number 1 and number 4, well, there's number 4 coming across. Number 4, I'll definitely be able to see it. It'll be at the bottom. I can have that on the same line that I took up over here. So I will have number 4 dash at that point over there. Taking that up, and I will have number 4 dash down at the bottom over here, 4 dash. Okay, let's have a look at number 5 and number 6. Number 5 and 6, I'm definitely going to be able to see a 5 dash and a 6 dash over there, right? They are on the side that I'm looking at it. So if I take lines coming up from 5 dash and 6 dash over here, let's take that up into the drawing over there. I can draw a line coming from number 5 coming across to 5 dash. Note 5 coming across to 5 dash over there, and 6 coming across to 6 dash over there. There is 6 dash over there. Right, now we come along and we say, all right, I have got a line, an unbroken line between 5 dash and 4 dash. So I can draw a line going from 5 dash to 4 dash. There's no issues with drawing that line in. I can draw a line between 5 and 6. No issues with that. Right. And I can definitely see a line going from 6 dash to 1 dash. No issues with drawing that in. Okay, now it gets interesting because you'll see that I've got this point over here, 2 going to 2 dash. Okay, where is 2 dash now? There's 2 coming across to 2 dash over here. Let's take a line going up. And I'm going to have 2 dash at this point over here. 2 dash. Note there would be hidden detail behind that line coming all the way through to where 2 dash is. Hidden detail there. I've got 3 dash. 3 coming across over here. I would need 3 dash over here. 3 dash at that point, going up over there, and that's going to link in with that point over there, 3 dash, but it's on the other side, so I'd have hidden detail going all the way from 3, tick, 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 all the way, and there'd be a little bit of hidden detail over there. Okay, now it gets really interesting because I cannot go from 1 straight down to 2. The reason being is that there is a corner in the way. I have to go 1 to the corner and then to 2. So I need to try and figure out where that corner is between 1 and 2. I'm going to call that point A over there, and I'm going to take a line coming across from point A over here, and I've got a point over here which I can call A on my auxiliary view. I can now take that measurement from 1 going to A, from 1 going to A over there, and that's going in the direction of 2. I come over here and I say 1 going to 2. That point over there would be point A on this auxiliary view. I can now take that back into this drawing over here, taking that back into this drawing, and it is going to cut over. See this line over here? This line over here will have point A on it. So there is A. Note, there is A on the corner. There is the corner coming down, and that is my point A over there. So now what do? I say, all right, A, it's coming down over here to A, click, click. And then it's going to go, also hidden detail, to 2. Right, once I've got that, well, 3 and 2, they joined up. That's not a problem. I can see that there's nothing in between those two. No, there are no corners or anything in between 3 and 2. It's a straight, it's a point view of 3 and 2 over there. Right, so I've just got that dropping down over here. But again, I can't take a line going straight from 3 to 4. The reason being is that there is a corner in between 3 and 4. So I need to find that. I'm going to call that point B on that corner. Taking it across onto here, there is point B on the auxiliary view. Notice it's in line with this A over there. I need to take this measurement going from 4 to where B is. And that is going from 4 towards 3. Go over here, 4 towards 3. Mark that off over there. Take that across into this drawing over here. And it crosses over the line over there, that corner. You can see that corner over there. And I can now label that point over there. That was B over there. I'm going to call that B over there. And I can say, all right, I can now go from 4 going to B, hidden detail, and B going to 3. B going to 3, which will also be hidden detail. Right, I can draw a line going up over here, and then it goes into hidden detail going up to point B, and I've got a line coming down from here, and hidden detail going to A. Right, there is the curve of interpenetration that you need in order to complete this drawing. Right, after I've done that, it then asks you to develop the surfaces of both prisms. Right, let's start out and do the surface development of the square part over here. I've made this very far out. I should have made a little bit clearer. Right, I'm just going to take a line. Let's take a line coming. Let's just see whether I can do this cleverly. Okay, I'm going to take a line coming down over, actually no, let me do it over here because it just makes more sense. That line over there, and I'm just going to do a line coming across over there. Right, I've got the base of it, the top of it. These are point views of those corners, therefore these are true lengths over here. I'm going to come in over here and I'm going to draw a line coming down from the top to there, and I'm going to say, all right, what is a true length of this square part? This is a true length, okay? If you look at this, I'm just going to label these corners over here. P, Q, R, and S. Let's try that. P and P dash, Q and Q dash, R and R dash, and this one over here is S and S dash. Right, if you look at that, S going to S dash, P going to P dash, Q going to Q dash, R going to R dash. Right, got a true length distance. Let's take it from this corner over here at R. Okay, so I've got a true length distance going from R to S, R to S, S to P, P to Q. Oh dear, I'm running out of space on this drawing. I'm just going to get a piece of paper over here so that you can see this idea. If you had to in an exam, I would just go into that question over there. Just continue as if nothing was the problem. But just to make it easier for you to see this, I'm just going to stick some paper down on top of it so that you can see everything that's happening over here. Right, just continuing this line across at the bottom. There we go. And I need, sorry, that was R, going to S, going to R, S, P, Q, going back to R. Need that little piece over there, going back to R. You could have moved it across into this over here. This is an auxiliary view, so it's not that important right now. That would have been done in construction lines. So if you'd moved this over there, it wouldn't have been an issue. Right, okay, let's just draw some lines coming up over here from all of these points. Tell me, is S interrupted by any of these things? So no, it's not. I can draw a nice dark line coming down straight away. P, there's nothing interfering with it, coming down over there. Q, there's nothing interfering with it, so I can draw a line coming down over there. But R, you can see R has got all sorts of things happening over there. So I'm not going to draw in a dark line coming down from the R on this side or the R on that side. Right. From there, I'm going to take some lines coming across, and I can say, well, I can definitely draw the line going at the top over here, going all the way across to there. Okay, nice dark line going all the way across to there. There we go. Okay, I have got point B and point A on this line R. So I can take those 2 points across. There would be point B on this side and on that side, point B. I have got point A on this side. There's point A on this side and point A on that side. Why? Because this thing's going to fold round and touch. So let's just draw a line coming down over there, a line coming down over there, and a line coming down over there, and a line coming down over there. Right, so that's that little piece of line there, that little piece of line there on either side of this thing. Right, once I've done that, well, I need to then find out where do these points over here and over here and over here meet up. Right, I'm going to say number 4 and 1 is on this panel over here between R and Q. So let's take these measurements over here. Number 4 and 1, there is number 4 and number 1, and that is between R and Q. R and Q, so I take that and I measure off between R and Q. Mark that off over there and draw a little line going up. And we said that number 4 is over there, coming across all the way over here, and I have got my point number 4 over there, 4 dash, and number 1. There's number 1 dash, you can see it coming across, and it lines up with that, and that would be number 1 dash. So 1 dash, 4 dash comes across, links up with that. Where did I get that little measurement? I got that going from R across to there. That's the true length distance over there. And I can then say I've got those 2 heights. So I can go from B, note this, from B going to 4, and from A going to 1. B going to 4, A going to 1, B going to 4, A going to 1, there we go, right. Next thing that we need to go to is this 5 and number 1. That's also on this panel of RQ, so I'm going to measure this distance from R going to number 6 and number 5. R, 6 and 5, that's a true length distance. I come over here, measure that off over there, and I'm going to draw a line going up over here. Line going up over there, and I can now draw in the lines coming across from number 5 and number 6. There's number 5 over there, there's number 6 over there. Take that across. That point over there would be number 5. Take this up. This point over here, there's number 6 dash over there. Take that across, and I've got number 6 dash over here. 6 dash, all right, so 5 dash, 6 dash, and I can draw in a line going from 1 dash, and 4 dash. So 4 dash goes to 5 dash, 6 dash goes to 5 dash, and that is that side of things done. Now I'm going to come along here and I'm going to say, all right, I need to find this story over here going between R and S. Okay, so I say, what's happening between R and S over here? I need to find these 2 points over here, number 3 dash and number 2 dash. There they are, that distance. Take that over here, measure that off between R and S, draw a line going up over here. On that line, I'm going to be able to find 3 and 2. So I take that across and take that across, and I end up with number 2 over there and number 3 over there. Note 2 dash and 3 dash, 2 dash and 3 dash. And I can now go from B going to 3 and number A going to 2, and I can draw a line going over there. Right, if you look at that, you can see your hexagon that would be formed. I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. That's basically everything that you need to know on this type of drawing. Cool beans. Oh, sorry, there's one last little thing. They did ask us to do the development of the branch pipe as well. Right, that's a little bit more. Sorry, I almost forgot that. Just going to draw a little construction line coming across over here. And obviously this thing has got 6 sides. I need to measure off the length of a side and mark this off. Let's start over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, let's draw some construction lines coming up over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going, hang on, there are only 6 sides. Well, there are, but at the end of the day, that corner and that corner are going to touch each other. So at the end of the day, I still have my 6 sides. Over here, I'm going to look at this. Number 1, I'm going to take this as number 1 over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and going back to number 1. Right, let's take the distances over here with a pair of dividers or something that's quicker than that pair of compasses. Okay, there we go. There is number 1's length. Note, number 1 and 1, because they are both parallel, I can take measurements from either of these views. Both of them are true lengths. That over there is a true length to 1, and I mark it off on that side and on that side. Right, number 2. Let's take the measurement from 2, going to 2 dash over there. 2 going up to 2 dash over there. 3 going to 3 dash over there. Let's find 4. Where's 4? There's 4. 4 going to 4 dash over there. Note, that's smaller distance. 5 going across to 5 dash over there. 5 going to 5 dash over there. 6. This chair's creaking. Going across to 6 dash over there. Right, so the temptation is just to draw lines going in between all of these, and everybody seems to be happy, except that that's not right. I can go between 1 and 6. There is nothing that is interfering between 1 and 6. Let me just show that to you. Note, between 1 and 6, there are no corners or anything interfering there. Between 5 and 6, no issues there either. 5 and 6, there's nothing in between those two. Going between 5 and 4, no issues over there either. Okay, now I start saying, okay, between 4 and 5, between 4 and 3, I've got a letter in there. Can you see there's a corner in there? So between 4 and 3, I've got a, you see this B over here? So I need to take that measurement. It's going to take that measurement, note the B. Between 4 and 3, I've got B. I need to go between 4 and 3, mark that off, and I draw a little construction line coming up over here. just a construction line, and I'm going to draw in a distance over there between the edge and B. Note, there's the flat edge, there's the flat edge, there's the flat edge over there, there's B, that distance over there between the flat edge and B, okay? Or I could take it off here, go over here, and I can mark off where B is. That point over there is point B. Right, so in other words, 4 goes to B over here, and then it goes off to 3 over there. Right, 3 goes to 2, there's nothing in between those two. Okay, but then from 2 going to 1, I've got this point A. I need to take this measurement over here between 1 and A, 1 and A over there, between 1 and A over there, draw a little line coming up over here, and I need to get the distance between the edge of this branch pipe and where A is, come in over here, measure that off, and I have now found point A on this thing, and I can now draw in a line going from 2 going to A, note, from 2 going to A, and then from A going to 1 dash over there. And I can now draw in these lines coming down from there. Note, I don't draw the one going to A, just the corners of this hexagon, so on the numbers, not on the letters. There we go. That's that, and that. And I can now draw a line at the bottom over here, showing the development of the branch pipe. Pretty good idea to come across here. Let's just draw in the base of this a little bit more darkly, and I can now say, sorry, that needs to go all the way across here. So this was very much part of my drawing. Coming across there, and I then say development. Just draw some construction lines over here, and development. Development of main pipe. And this one over here, draw some construction lines first, and we write in development of branch pipe. There we go. There's your drawing done.